Howdy, gang. I am the Bearded Tamper. Welcome back to the Bearded Tamper channel. So, I think we'll do just a short little Tamper Talk video. Um, and it is Meerschaum Monday, and I am smoking a Meerschaum. This might not be uploaded until Tuesday, but this is evidence that I was here with a Meerschaum. I only have two Meerschaums, and not a huge fan of the ones that I have. Not that I'm not a fan of Meerschaums, but just the two that I have, not a huge fan of. The other one that I have is fairly heavy. It's a big bowl, and it's not. I wouldn't call it a billiard, um, but it's a round. Well, you guys have seen it. It's a round bowl. It's an estate pipe. I got this one brand new, and it had a like the stem was as thick as it was here, and it was pretty beefy. Um, but I, shaped it, toned it down a bit. Didn't really know what to do, so that's just what I did. Um, but it's pretty shape, paneled, nice. Well, nice little kind of bird's eye. Look at the bird's eye in that meerschaum. Anyway, smoking some big and burly, good stuff. Tamper talk. So I've been talking about doing a couple freehand tampers. I typically just turn tampers on the lathe, but been talking about the katana tamper. Little sword bit, and you'll tap it with the with the handle, and then I guess you could use the blade as a dottle pick. And a lighthouse tamper, that I don't believe would have a dottle pick on it. And then a finger tamper, an index finger tamper, guys. So all those would be time consuming. Of course, I mean, what isn't time consuming? Everything consumes time. But like on a lathe, it takes about 45 to an hour to turn out just a normal tamper. Turning it out, sanding it, doing the dottle pick, um, and then the buff. All that takes about an hour per tamper. So something that you would have to, like, I was able to, I turned it on the lathe. I did the finger tamper, turned it on the lathe, and then the rest was all Dremel work. I had to pretty much just make it round, and just pretty much leave it stock, and then I shaped it with the Dremel, and it's hardwood, so it wasn't the easiest, but anyway, got it done, and this was my first one, so try not to judge too much, but I don't know if you'll be able to get it or not. Should have probably prepared a little bit better with some lighting, because there's some detail in it. Anyway, we'll try it, see what happens. There, you can see that. And then I didn't really know how to end it, so I just kind of cut it off at a bit of an angle. And yeah, took some Dremel, and this wasn't the original idea that I had to transition the tamper part at the tip of the finger, but eh, it worked. It's not the worst idea that I've ever had. But so there it is. There's the first finger tamper. And it's not terrible. You know, I was sanding it, and I was gonna try to get it all smooth and finished. I mean, it's still pretty nice, but there are a couple tool marks that I did decide to leave in it, and that is on purpose. Just because I was looking at, not that it's modeled after my finger, but I was looking at my finger, and there's a ton of lines and just all kinds of scars, and I mean, look at your finger. There's creases and crevices all over it. So not that I necessarily intended all that to go into it, but I mean it's fairly smooth, and it come out pretty nice, pretty nice actually. But this, the first one, the first finger tamper, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I haven't worked with a Dremel much in a while, and that detailed, work. So it was pretty fun. Had a good time doing it. Once, like, it took a while to start it, but once you got started, once you got going on it, once I got going on it, you get lost in it. Just the detailed work of it. Um, and so that's that. I don't know if you can see that. I put a BT bearded tamper. So that's that. Oh, and I wanted to. My camera's not focusing. Not that it ever does. But this is that. This is that hobby block pipe that I made. And from the beginning, it hasn't really been all that good. The drill was absolutely wretched. It had, and nobody can really know this with a piece of briar. Man, this thing is not. It's not focusing at all. But the stem cracked. I don't know if you might be able to see it there. You see that line right there? That's not a scratch. That's a crack. Like right there. And it's not cracked. It's not cracked anywhere right here. It just kind of starts in the middle, right there. Didn't pry it apart when it was hot. And it's cracked enough to where I was smoking it, and I was starting to get, you know, tobacco juice, smoke juice on my fingers. I don't know. Guess I'm gonna have to fashion a new stem for that. Well, not upset that I get to work on a pipe, but I'm just kind of upset that it happened. Wish it were different circumstances. Maybe like I did something stupid and broke it, but not that it broke on itself. It just cracked all of a sudden. I guess that's faulty vulcanite. Anyway, so yeah, my first attempt at the finger tamper. I don't know if you guys have ever seen A Christmas Story, but that lamp with the leg, that's what it kind of reminded me of as I was making it. Well, at one point, it hit me. I was like, ooh, that kind of looks like the same sort of fashion style. Anyway, feedback, thoughts. All right. Thanks for stopping by, guys.